Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what this is. Come, it looks like it just came out of the basement. Master. Worldwide. Master. Master.
Welcome back to Masterbetting. We are in the dog days of summer, and as always, it's another podcast. I'm joined by my main man, Ferg. Ferg, not much to talk about. We got some to talk about. How are you doing?
Man, pretty good. I got to be honest with you, Nugs. Every time I hear that intro music drop, it puts a smile on my face. I love it. Big shout out again to Gorilla Pop. I know we try to give him as much love as we can on here with our platform. Our huge platform here. No, but it's just awesome, man. I love that music.
Hey, it's better than, at least it's bumping in some people's car and some people's headphones. It's better than just bumping in his basement. So, but again, Gorilla Pop, we appreciate it. Yeah, it's a banger, dude. We're lucky. Got that pro bono. So, Gorilla Pop, thanks again.
So, hey, Nugs, I wanted to talk about something real quick before we get into the program here, into the show, if you will.
Yeah.
I've talked about my buddy Billy and his daughter and her track and field. She does track.
Yeah.
Have I told you? I've told you about that. Anyway, I went to track meets. Last night I went to this her flag football game. She's been doing flag football for a while, and her team was in this like preseason tournament, and they absolutely plowed through the tournament. She was the MVP of the tournament. Her team didn't allow a single touchdown on defense, and she had like a ton of sacks, and they won their semifinal game. So they went on and they won the championship. She was the tournament MVP, but they won their semifinal game 6-2, and she had about a 40-yard scamper across the middle for a touchdown that was actually the difference in the game. So incredible display. I will tell you this, I can't mention her name, of course. If I have before, sorry. But she did get a couple of offers from a couple of schools on the spot this weekend as well. So it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You know what's even cooler for her? Here's another goddamn situation. Well, let me back up. So I believe this is the same girl that you went to watch her. You've gone to watch her before, and that was off, in my neighborhood, right?
Probably, yeah.
At a stadium, and my wife.
I also watch his go with him to watch his son play basketball, and of course we coached his son in football, both of his sons. So he's my boy. And
okay, yeah. So I don't need the whole
like
recap
family.
on the family. So you went and saw this same girl at a stadium, and my wife ended up being there. Well, I was at these same games yesterday watching my, I guess, cousin-in-law, and I'll call her out. Her name's Chrissy, playing for Thompson Valley. So at one point this weekend, they played each other. Yeah. So
did you play, you were at Newton Middle School?
Yes, I was.
That's incredible. What days?
Just yesterday.
What games? What time did you leave?
I just went to the 2:45 one, but then she had a game.
Okay.
She had a game that evening, and I think by the score that you're telling me, I think Chrissy's team got beat by Billy's daughter's team. So either way, we're right there. Just gotta pick up the phone. But
yeah, exactly. We should have. I didn't even. Of course, I didn't have any idea that you would have had any connection to that. But I'll tell you what, Nugs. That being said, I have grown to really appreciate the women's flag football game. I think it's a exciting sport. It's fast paced. They've got some different rules from football, and I think it makes it a pretty fun event. And let me tell you something. Some of these girls, you saw it. can fucking play, bro.
Rip,
They're
yeah.
athletic and they're fast. And so it's a fun sport to watch. It's about to blow up in NCAA. Some of these girls are getting D1 scholarships to play in Nebraska, first year program for Nebraska. So, it's going pretty big and it's fun. I've said it for a long time that women's college softball is one of my favorite sports to watch on TV, and I'm enjoying the flag football game. I'll be at it. Gotta be honest.
Ferg, I'm glad you brought that up because when we're gonna shoot the shit. I was gonna talk about how I actually did that, and you know what? Going into it, I was thinking it's like, all right, do I want to go watch a girls' high school sport when it's high 90s, sitting, and I was thoroughly impressed with the athleticism of some of these girls. Now, Chrissy's
Yeah.
team, they stomped out. They played the game that I went to. They played Berthoud, and Berthoud was not that fun to watch, but Chrissy's team was pretty impressive, and I'm pretty sure that's the team that you ended up seeing who you went to see get beat. But anyways, but yeah, I was very, very, very impressed. So shout out to girls flag football. But
Yeah.
but Ferg, you know what? It's gone too long, and I gave you clear instructions at the top of the episode, so I'm just gonna have to bring it up. Today's a pretty special program for the Master Betters, Ferg.
Is
It
that
marks
right?
Yeah, it marks our 101st episode. So
101st episode.
our 101st episode right now. So
That's
Ferg,
incredible.
I was trying to have you tee me up at the beginning of the episode, but you went off on a tangent
Oh,
to bring it up
yeah. Well,
sooner rather than later. So we got 100 in the books. We're on 101 right now. We hit the century mark, brother.
wow. Wow. I did not know that. It's pretty crazy. And 101 right now. Yeah, we were talking about it. You mentioned in the pre-production meeting something about hockey, and I said, bro, it was 101 degrees today. Who gives a fuck about hockey? And you said, hey, make sure you say that. So I was, anyway. Yep. Got
I
it, man.
said
That's it.
lead into the program with that, and I said we
It's
got a few things to talk about
incredible.
today.
It's
So
incredible.
I thought I was teeing you up.
Hey,
Anyways, folks,
yeah. Team me up in the episode too, because God, I'm sorry I missed that one, brother. That's good.
all good. But either way, so it is funny. A little bit of backstory. So we are grateful to have done 100 episodes. But a couple of weeks ago, Ferg and I are talking about we got to be approaching 100. We got to be approaching 100. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll look it up. It's like, no, I'll look it up. So what happened? Neither one of us looked it up, and I got an email after Scars Out.
yeah.
Hit the airwaves last week, Ferg, and I got an email. Congratulations on your 100th episode. So I'm like, oh, I got to bring this up
Oh,
some way. And you were like, it was 101 degrees. I'm like, hold on to that.
yeah.
And here we are
Jeez,
now. So to
missed
everyone
it.
that's listened for 100 episodes, shout out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's why we do what we do. It's one of the core principles of Masterbetting we talk about all the time. Is we do it for the people. We're here for the people, and the people are you. Thank you for listening. Thanks for every engagement. Give us a like and follow on social media and whatnot. But no, 'cause that's an incredible thing. I did not know that we had hit 100 episodes, and like you said, it kind of got by. Time flies when you're having fun, bro.
No doubt. And you know what? I'm glad we're celebrating the 101st episode because Ferg, it's in true master betting fashion. Folks, if you go back and you look at what seasons we have, there's no rhyme or reason. We change over the season when we feel like it. And we're going to celebrate
Yep,
101. We got 100 under the belt. We're here for 101.
love it.
Right on, Ferg. Well,
With that,
anyways, so, but yeah, super stoked about that. But Ferg, yeah, I mean, anything else this past weekend before we get into, because like I said, we actually don't really have a ton to talk about. We got some shit to talk about, but before we get into it, anything else this weekend that you want to share with the listeners?
well, not particularly, I guess, but what I will say is I was looking for a jersey to wear. I know oftentimes we like to bring the jersey game. I see you've got your Colorado Rapids. Is that a Colorado Rapids jersey? What is that? Oh, that's a Colorado Rockies / Colorado Rapids jersey, right?
It's just a Rockies soccer jersey.
Oh, Rockies soccer jersey. Anyway, It's still pretty cool. I just want to give a shout out to Eskimo Joe's in Oklahoma. Eskimo Joe's, if you know, you know. And secondly, I didn't like, there was nothing to really celebrate with a jersey. And I also wanted to call out my hat today. It's kind of well known. I'm a big stick figure fan. Shout out stick figure. But I've got a group of individuals that I'd like to go to these concerts with. Shout out Justin, Erica, Greg, and Tara. That's the Stick family, and they got these hats, and so I wanted to say much appreciate and shout out to the Stick family. So I mean, it's slow. It's a slow sports time, so I think we got to take some time to throw out some acknowledgement, throw out some shout outs. What do you say?
I hear, it's for the same reason. I mean, I was trying to, one, I'm wearing the Rockies. I guess we are going to talk about baseball. That's good. Largely, we don't talk much about baseball, or I try to avoid long, drawn out conversations about baseball. But here we are, middle of July, World Cup's winding down, G League's going, NFL training camp is just about to start. It's right on the horizon. So right now, baseball, this is probably where baseball gets its biggest run time. So might as well I figure out wear my Rockies jersey and then Broncos hat, just because football is next on the docket for us, brother.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's coming up fast. I can't wait, but preseason games start in August. So actually, I don't know. It could be late, even very late July, sometimes at that Hall of Fame game. I'll have to look at that. But yeah, man, NFL will be coming up quick. It is. It'll be All-Star Weekend, and this is not gonna hit the airwaves, or in time, but I do have a master bet in for the home run derby, and and the reason I think this is maybe the only reason I went with him on this is that I don't really know how to say his name, and I thought that would be a good throwback for
I
the
was looking at
master
the
bet.
Over 100
So
episodes, a common theme.
yeah, exactly. But I've actually got I've got the finals matchup to be Kyle Schwarber, who just mashes bombs for the Philly, versus Munetaka Murakami, and I believe he might be Japanese. So
That's a safe
he might
bet.
be. He might be from the Japan. So anyway, that's my finals matchup for tonight. $10 will pay out 85. Click clack. Let's fucking go.
You know what? As has been tradition over the past 100 episodes, Ferg, I didn't really stray on this one, so it's gonna be a real shocker. But it is still plus 250 odds. I took either Kyle Schwarber or Bryce Harper to win the home run derby. So
I like Bryce Harper. He's got a much longer odds than Kyle Schwarber, so I think your best bet is with Kyle Schwarber. Hey, listen, I probably should have looked at this before the episode began and threw a Rangers jersey on. I still like what I'm rocking, but Texas Rangers are in first place at the All-Star break. So the All-Star break starts tonight. Texas Rangers are in first place in their division. So click fucking clack. Rockies, conversely, are in last place in their division, but they are not the worst record in baseball. There's two teams with fewer wins. So
one of them being the
anyway, for
Angels,
what
who's the
that's worth,
other?
Angels and the Royals, surprisingly. I
Okay.
think the Royals have some talent on that squad. But anyway, yeah, boring, right? Here we are, dog days of summer, right? Talking about the mid-season standings, but we'll see how this all shakes out because there are some close races.
Yeah, it does always get fun. And, like with any sport, Ferg, I think we're all a fan of all playoff sports and playoff baseball. So the saving, once it gets to August and September, and I've said this on the podcast before, if the Rockies could just be in the hunt where it's fun to watch them in August and September, and even if they don't make it in, if they're competitive for a wild card berth, I'm happy because September definitely gets pretty exciting. But Ferg,
Let me
back to the
touch
home
on
run.
that just real quick because I want to just expound on it because we have witnessed that in this city with Rocktober and the Rockies going to the World Series. And the fact of the matter is the city embraced it, supported it. It's still one of my favorite times in Denver sports history was that, and we've both been through some Super Bowl runs as well. You know what I mean? For the here in Denver, and we were here for that Nuggets championship, which was pretty chill as well. But the Rockies in that October, the city was alive. It was electric. It's good for the city, and so I'm with you, man. I'm currently on a bit of a boycott from the Rockies until they can put a squad together that can bring some excitement back to this city.
No doubt, but I will say a couple of things. So, Ferg, I actually have had some success in some one-off bets where, a couple nights, or I think it was almost a week ago, maybe not even, it was last Friday, but the Rockies were playing the Dodgers, and in what's Mariana or Ravine, what's that called? The trench, whatever. Yeah, it's a fucking
Oh
trench.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Um,
Yeah.
they're playing in LA, and I picked the Rockies money line at plus 270, and they won. And I'll get a wild hair every now and then, and I'll pick the Rockies money line. The one thing I'll say about the Rockies is they are much improved from last season, and they can win on any given night. They just don't win most nights, but
They have been more exciting to watch, and I think you're talking about Chavez Ravine
yeah.
out there in LA. Yeah, watch your back. No, but seriously, but no. Before we move on for baseball, I was just thinking this week, and I missed a really key opportunity to give you your flowers. We like to give out flowers on this show for people that have accomplished things or, that deserve some respect and some kudos. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure I give you flowers for what I'm about to talk about in baseball. But, bro, I started thinking about it, and you kind of invented the tarps off movement, and nobody's giving you the respect you deserve for this.
Dude, I'm telling you right now that
Okay, maybe I don't. That's your story to tell. I'm sorry.
no, it's it's part of the history of
Yeah.
Nugs. But for I'll tell you this much: if I see Coors Light trying to cross promote or take advantage of this tarps off movement, there will be
Litigation.
there'll be social media interaction from myself. And to those listeners that don't know, I did get relieved of my duties working for one of the world's largest brewing companies for taking my shirt off at a Christmas party. So I
Too
was
soon.
taking
I'm
tarps
sorry.
off. I was taking tarps off before tarps off was cool. Did it at a
Let's
few weddings.
go.
Talked to my in-laws. There's pictures of me with my shirt off. I went through a phase
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
get a few pops in me and the tarp came off. So
The tarp was off, brother.
I don't know.
Man, I'm sorry for not.
I'm kind of a trailblazer.
You always have been, Nugs. You always have been, bro. It's not just the tarps off, bro.
But no,
That's
Ferg,
good stuff.
I didn't actually quite want to move away from baseball because I do have a couple things that I have a coworker who's really into baseball, and shout out to Jake. He's actually been hopping on the podcast, said he's going to listen to it for months, but now he's been listening to it, been cracking up. So Jake, shout out. But he's given me a few tidbits. So a couple things that going into the break, and I'm not sure how it's gonna pan out when Aaron Judge gets back, but betting the under on the Yankees has been super, super lucrative. The Brewers are a pretty good bet, and I'm not sure if you know, out of your division, but in the American League, Boston Red Sox are on a 9-game win streak. So a couple things to pay attention to. And then one final
Love that
plug for the
info. Big
One
shout
final
out.
plug for the Rockies, maybe not really betting related, but with all these guys, and I was looking at the home run totals of these guys competing in the home run derby. Shout out to Hunter Goodman, 24 home runs as a catcher. He's 6 behind Kyle Schwarber. He has more than half the guys in this home run derby. So Hunter Goodman's on a tear.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Nugs, and I'm usually not. So just keep that in mind. But didn't Hunter Goodman win All-Star MVP last year
No,
for a
it's
home run?
no, a Rockies catcher did win it a few years ago, who's no longer with the organization. I think it's something Diaz. Yeah, he's
Okay.
Diaz or something. He did win All-Star Game MVP, and he was a Rockies catcher, but it was not Hunter Goodman.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fact check that real quick while we move on to our next subject. I know he was an all-star last year.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
while you're fact checking that, I mean, I'm not sure if you can do two things at once, but at the same time, what's going on with your boy Cal Raleigh, the big dumper? He hasn't been dumping.
Yeah, I haven't been following him as much, but I haven't heard his name enough. So that does tell me he's not really using that posterior to produce home runs.
Get behind the ball.
Yeah,
Last I heard, he was batting like
that's
193.
that's definitely below the Mendoza line. So that's no good. That's no good. You give the guy a home run title 1 year, and then he comes out and guys get the tape on him. They start figuring him out, start pitching around him, and unless you can adapt, and if you're a really good hitter, then you can take that, adapt, and still be able to be a really good hitter. If you are like a guest hitter or not picking up the pitch as well, then it's gonna cause problems. So what I will say is that I don't think it's too much cause for alarm at the All-Star break. We'll look again at the end of the season and see where he sits, because another thing about these players is they can go through some pretty big slumps, and it's completely normal for players to have a slump that starts off at the first of the year and can continue. You may find some at bats here and there, but that slump can continue where you're just really not comfortable at the plate. But once he gets comfortable at the plate again, it could all turn around, and the guy's got tremendous power, and it all comes from that big fat ass, bro. I'm just
Before we move
joking,
on,
but seriously, he's got tons of power and he can unload on it.
so before we move on, who again do you have in the home run derby, Ferg? I forgot.
I got Kyle Schwarber and Munetaka Murakami. Did I get that right without looking?
You did the first
Munetaka
time you said it. Oh,
Munetaka Murakami. Anyway, the man from the Japan.
man from Japan, right on, Ferg. Yep. Well, either Kyle Schwarber or Bryce Harper. I mean, just one of you win. I win $20. Nothing big. But Ferg, moving on, we are so by the time we record again, we're gonna have a World Cup champion, and we're down to the final four. We got 3 games left. We've been talking it now for about a month. So we got defending champs Argentina and England playing on Wednesday, and then tomorrow the 2 favorites going into the tournament, Spain and France. They play Tuesday at 1:00. So I know you've been watching or you've been following, or when the U.S. died, did that kind of your interest die with you, or with the
I
U.S.
got to be
team?
honest, it did. I had some things going on over the weekend where I wasn't able to pay attention as much as I would like to, and of course, with the U.S. out, it does unfortunately decrease my level of interest somewhat. But I am excited for these upcoming games. Spain versus France. I got to give a shout out to my homegirl. I've known her for, I don't know, 40, 35 years plus. Sarah Hagestad, she called Spain as her pre-tournament winner, and I'm gonna have to just jump on that bandwagon at this point and hope Spain rides it out for the win for Sarah.
Okay, right on, Ferg. Well, I did throw a bet together, and look at us integrating technology into the podcast again, folks.
Boom, there
Check
it
us out on
is.
YouTube. So I do have Spain beating France. France has looked unstoppable, and they haven't really shown a chink in their armor. So why not? Let's bet against them. And then England, last time
Mbappe's world class. He's one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. But I agree. I think that maybe this is a game where they can potentially, lose to a very good Spain.
Yeah, so I got Spain to come out of that game, and then I do have England beating Argentina. And when I've told that to you before, you raised your eyebrow. Argentina, of the 4 teams left, has the longest odds to win the World Cup, and they are defending champions, but they have struggled their past 2 games, and they've definitely, I'd say, shaved some years off some Argentinian folks' life. We'll see how the mortality rate in Argentina here in about 20 years. See what that looks like.
Yeah, my eyebrow raise was less about England beating Argentina and more about Argentina being the longest odds left in the tournament. I didn't know that at the moment. But with with that England over Argentina, this is one that I probably would have to go with England as well, Nugs, because I really thought that Norway was going to get their way into the tournament, and they took care of Norway, and they did it in pretty impressive fashion. Their game plan and the way they schemed against Norway, I think that they can probably bring similar. Not a similar game plan, but they similarly are going to be prepared for the Argentinians and Messi. So I think I think these are going to be two great games, but I'm going to go with you on these, Nugs. I'm going to go with Spain, and I'm going to go with England.
Yep. So you can see it here on the screen, plus 700 odds. I do have England winning the World Cup. The last time they've only won one World Cup, and that was in 1966. So I have them breaking the 60-year drought. So $10 if Spain wins. So Spain beats France, England beats Argentina, and then England takes it all, plus 700 odds. I got England winning the World Cup for
Love it, man.
click
Let's
clack.
Go. Click
Yeah.
motherfucking clack.
But I do want to shout out. So I know that, a lot of interest in the country, and even not only ticket prices started going down for some of these games once the US was out. But I will say that one, I did post that bet. We talked about it on the last podcast. Erling Haaland had a 14-game scoring streak going into that game, and he looked unstoppable. He single-handedly knocked out Brazil. So I felt really good about it. So I watched that, and I watched that Norway-England game, and I was very much had a rooting interest in Norway, because for 25% of this blood is Norwegian. So a lot of family back in Minnesota was watching it, so I was definitely engaged, and obviously I wanted to win some money. So, but still, regardless, Erling Haaland, a man to be reckoned with.
100%. I think he's still got to be, in my opinion, based off the extensive amount of football. I mean, you guys call it soccer, but the extensive amount of football that I watch, in my estimation, still think that that Erling Haaland, man, it's hard to see many people outside of maybe Messi and Mbappe. And Messi, we all know, is coming towards the end of his career, but he is, in my opinion, the GOAT, and he's proved it this World Cup as well. So I wouldn't be surprised for Argentina to go back-to-back World Cups, but that's a much harder task. So I think they fall to England. So, but yeah, Erling Haaland, he's got to be one of the best in the world.
Oh, no doubt.
Top two.
Much more to come. He's only 25 years old. So
there it is.
So, yep. A lot of fun to watch. But, Ferg, like I said, next time we record, we're going to have a World Cup champion. So pretty much we'll put a bow tie on that when the time comes. But we got our master bet out there. You got Spain. I got England.
You got England.
Let's go. Now, moving on back to America. Well, I guess the World Cup's being played in America, but American sports, Ferg.
Yes,
not much to cover. We talked about how we really don't want to talk about hockey. There's nothing going on. I mean, I'd like to be in an ice rink right now with how hot it is, but that's about my extent of my interest in hockey right now. But a few things. I guess I'll start with the NBA. Nothing but your boy LeBron. That's the only news. Is still, we talked about it last week. There's been a few signings here and there, but where is LeBron going to go, Ferg?
I mean, that's what it's like. Every year, right around this time, it's all about how does that affect LeBron's legacy, And it's like, this is, for me, LeBron, the kid coming out of Akron, playing at, what was that? What was that school he played at?
St. Mary's?
St. Mary's, yeah, it was St. Mary's. Anyway, where he went to high school, watching him come out of high school and knowing this guy's a phenom and is going to be a generational talent. And then watching him take Cleveland to a title in his hometown, basically, it was a fun watch. And then the sideshow begins. And you've got LeBron saying, hey, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, and then LeBron moving to the Lakers. And, he did well in both of those, brought championships to both cities. And then he talks about now he's moving on, but every year he basically holds the media hostage while he decides what where he's going to do and what where he's going to land. And I do appreciate this year he said he is coming back and he wants to play for another team, but I guess my outrage should be towards the media rather than LeBron, but it does become a sideshow that unfortunately detracts away from LeBron's legacy, as they always question, to be honest.
No, 100%, 100%. So, I mean, we'll see, but really that's really all that's going on in the
Well,
NBA.
no nugs. I don't know if this is breaking right now. This is just say sources. Lakers add looks like Zion Williams on a 1-year deal. Now I know that he is has struggled with injuries, but he is. I mean, the Lakers, you add Zion to that mix, and with Luka and all the the snow time, you know what I mean? The snow time Lakers, you add I'm going to refrain from any racially inspired jokes right here, but add Zion to the mix, and look, I think that could be a good situation.
Ferg. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was a fun shtick, and generally sometimes you just mispronounce word, but now I'm concerned about your level of reading. That's Zaire Williams. Zaire
What's that?
Williams signed with the Lakers on a 1-year deal, not
Let me
Zion Williamson.
let me
Zaire
click on
Williams.
this. Oh, Zion I was thinking is it not? It's Zion Williamson. That's right. Yeah. Okay. And Okay. Well, we can edit it. Edit this stuff out, right? Right next. Right next. We can edit this out, right?
Zaire Williams.
This is a great. That was a great time for technical difficulties. Honestly, we can move on, right? No, I guess that comprehension is key, and that was Zaire.
Well,
sorry, nuts. I apologize. We got some technical difficulties, I think, going on. So hopefully that podcast host Nugs, shout out Riverside, pretty good. Actually, it's been excellent podcast hosts, and they should clean that up, huh?
Yeah, they should clean it up.
Or you're fired. No, I'm just joking.
It's the best one we have yet, and I mean, we'll.
No, it's been great, man. This has been a great. Nugs came with this new podcast host that allows us to get the YouTube and get these reels in this video, and I guess me getting into some of that NBA stuff overloaded my internet or something, man, because I lost connection. But like I said, Riverside, shout out, clean it up, boys.
Turn the century, wouldn't be a 101st episode without some technical difficulties on Ferg's end. Some things don't change.
It tracks.
But yeah, that was Zaire Williams, not Zion Williamson. So
yeah, we can edit that out. We'll ask Riverside maybe to edit that portion out, but I don't think you're gonna do that. You like to see me be wrong. Anyway, let's get.
But yeah, I mean, that's really it for the NBA, and then NFL. Where, like I said, we're right on the doorstep for training camp. The only thing that really came out when I was scrolling, searching the scorched earth for headlines, was the I guess they have the top 10 quarterback. Now is the time. Even sports writers are bored. I'm listening to the radio talk show I typically listen to. They're all on vacation. So actually, Ferg, we're one of the few in the media that are coming with a podcast. But of course, lists are coming out, and they have the top 10 quarterback ranking.
Before you get started on that list, do you mind if I take a crack at it?
All right.
Yep. And
so
then you can tell me as I go. Number 1, I think they're probably going to go Josh Allen.
That is correct.
Number 2, if I were them, I would go Lamar Jackson.
That is wrong.
Okay, then I would go probably Patrick Mahomes.
You got it.
Okay. Number 3, I would go Lamar Jackson.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Then I would possibly go with Matthew Stafford.
Second try's a charm again.
Yes. And then 4, we're at 4 now?
We're at 4.
Lamar Jackson.
Wrong.
4, then maybe Joe Burrow.
All right. Ding, ding. Second try.
Love it. Love it. 5, Lamar Jackson.
Got that one.
And
You had to
then,
get it at some point.
and then I have to be honest, you kind of gave the way to 6, so I'm not going to I'm not going to take credit for getting Dak at 6.
Dak at 6.
7, I would have to go with I think this list, they might gas up Drake May into the 7.
He's on the list, but he's not at 7.
Not at 7. At 7, maybe Caleb Williams.
On the list, not at 7.
Okay. At 7, Baker.
No. I'm going to help you out. In the Broncos division.
In the Broncos division, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. He's
Justin
number 7.
Herbert's at 7.
8,
number
you've already
8,
mentioned.
8, well, then I will, with the 2 that I mentioned that. So at 8, I'm going to go with Caleb Williams.
The other one.
Drake May.
Yep. 9,
Drake
you have
May.
not mentioned.
9, let's go with our boy, hometown, Bo Nix.
No.
Oh, maybe, this is a tough one, mate. I don't know, maybe Jalen Hurts with that Super Bowl title.
No.
So we know 10 is Caleb Williams.
I'll give you, he was a former number 1 draft pick, and he does not play for that team anymore. And it's not Baker.
Yeah, okay. So it's got to be Sam Darnold.
Nope. Good guess, though.
Number 1 draft pick, no longer with the team. You're going to have to help me out with
Jared Goff.
maybe Jared Goff. Okay, Jared Goff. I disagree with that one.
And then Caleb Williams to round out the top 10.
To round out the top 10.
So, like I said, they're making lists. Your boy Dak. I'd say
I said
the top 5. You could argue with the order, but I'm fine with that top 5. The bottom 5, I mean, you could definitely argue with the order, and you could definitely argue with who's in that 6 through 10.
Yep, I agree. And the only one I just like how everybody gasses up Lamar Jackson, and so I really did think that he was going to be in that top 5 for sure. And depending on how they were doing it, because I mean, the guy won MVP just 1 season removed.
Yeah.
And so, that's why I thought Lamar Jackson, but I think Dak could, potentially, I think Dak could have easily won MVP a couple of years ago. Probably deserved it. Maybe a few years ago it was, but anyway, neither one has a ring. I think you could probably go Dak at 5, especially with it being the Cowboys' year this year and Dak getting that ring.
19th best odds. But yeah, so that's really it for I guess the NFL and really sports. I mean, Ferg, we're still able to squeeze out about 36 minutes of content in a pretty dead time. So
love it. Always good talking with you. Hey, smash that like button. Give us a follow on our social media. Engage, please. We love it. We'd like to hear from you. Show us your bets and click motherfucking clack.
Click clack, Gorilla Pop, you take us out. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what this is. It looks like it just came out of the basement. Master.